Something that got to me, it was a comment that we never talked about or anything. It was a comment that David made to me after class, that the white man is the enemy. Do you think that thinking that the white man is the enemy, is that how you always feel?
As a generalization, I feel comfortable saying that, white men have changed this world, and not the most positive way for people of color, and in specific, my people. Do I think white man is the enemy? No. I think that white power is the enemy, and it's a lot of times, carried through by white men. So keeping all that in mind, when I see a rich white person or a white person that really symbolizes all this, it really brings up a lot of feelings in me,
Do you hear, I am the enemy, or do you understand when he says white man, white power? I just want to get your reaction to that.
Well, I mean, if teaching someone that if you say okay, the white man is the enemy, then I feel that someone would look at me and say, okay, he's white, enemy. That's the enemy. Right. I'm a white man, right? So that's how I take it.
Right, so you do personalize it.
Yeah. But then, I mean, he clarified, he's talking about white power, not white man, so that's different.
My role as somebody who's just a peer to these people is not to yell at them and blame them for trying to live. I feel like I cross that line sometimes, and sometimes end up making enemies, which is not something I want to do. So that's something I'm always conscious of. How do I approach the situation without making this person feel awkward, and how do I slowly get into what the realities of what they've just said? I think with David, I get the impression that he used to think that white people were scared, or white people knew they had that power, and I think he carried in some misconceptions about white people too, and then I think with him and Mark talking, I think that helped just clarify those things for David and other people in the class.
Particularly across class backgrounds, you guys obviously know when you come in here that there's a racial mix, but one of the things that Trelina and I have talked about a lot is that we always try to make this class at least 50% working class, because that's where the dynamism comes, is if you've got a real class diversity between in the class.
And it's so difficult.
It's so difficult.
They're not coming to, they're not here.
They're in the community colleges, and then a little in the state colleges, but because of how the system is segregated.
Family members, I talked to some of them about
hearing low-income students talk about how much they have to work to stay in school and manage everything else that a regular college student at Berkeley is under the stress of, a full academic load and extracurricular activities and leadership things and community service. And the fact that you not only have to work all the time and try to manage your academics, but that you have no backup. If things fall apart, it's you. It's like the third world and rich living next to each other but not knowing.
So talking about that artificial environment, I mean, if you look around the room, how many people actually grew up where their neighborhood looked like this? Thus, we can understand why it's difficult having these conversations. We don't even know how to do it. It's not part of our natural environment.